Welcome back. Today we have a really gentle stretch. You can make it as gentle as you like to actually. I'm using a strap. It doesn't have to be a flex band, though it is nice if it gives a little. Alternatively, a yoga strap, a long sleeve t-shirt, a towel, or anything that you can use to kind of lasso your foot around. And that will be it prop wise. We're going to stay on the back and it will all be on the back. So when you're ready, you can come and lay down with me on the floor and just take your prop with you. We'll take a second first to relax into it, relax your head. Let's actually lengthen our arms and legs all the way up. So take a nice deep inhale. Think of stretching your fingertips all the way up overhead and your feet all the way to the wall underneath you. You're being pulled into. Nice deep inhale to tense up the whole body. As you exhale, let everything loose and sink down into the mat. One more time, we lengthen out as far as we can. Good. And relax. Beautiful. If comfortable, please leave your hands up overhead. We bring the feet in, hip distance apart. And from the base of the spine, we curl under. Squeezing the bum as we push the heels into the floor to roll the booty up to the ceiling. Good. Inhale to stay, and then as your chest, that sinks down heavy first, then your ribs, your middle back, your lower back, and your bum's the very last thing to come down. Really take your time here and use your core to manipulate that movement of the spine. Trying to move bone by bone by bone and feel as if you're massaging your back out. You want to roll any tension, squeeze up, and we slowly bring it back down. We've got just two more. If it doesn't feel right with the hands up overhead, you can of course bring them down by the sides. We have that little tuck going to get the opening at the front of the hips, and then we roll back down. Let's do one more together. Exhale to curl under, drawing the hip bones closer to your bottom ribs, squeeze your bum, and then we slowly bring it all the way down. Good. We'll start with gently rocking the knees side to side, just to release the back and the hips. Nice. And then before we get into it with our strap, we'll take one rotation for the back. We're going to take our left leg over the right, bring your bum over to the left just a tiny bit, and then drop your knees to your right side. Good. So we have that little pretzel through the legs. If that's too intense for you, just stack the knees instead. You can even put a pillow underneath the legs if they can't quite reach the floor and you feel it's tensing up. Otherwise, just let them hang. Get it into the center. Unwrap and wrap the other leg up top. Or stack them if you were stacking. Bum slightly over to the right, and then we drop the knees to the left. I quite like to push the legs away from myself to think of creating even more space between this opposite shoulder and the hip, really lengthening that in two. Good. And then exhale to bring it into the center. Nice. So we'll keep the right leg up with us. You're going to grab your strap. So wrap it around the foot, please. So again, whatever you have there with you, you can use it. I quite like to double wrap it just so that when I push, the likelihood of me pulling it off the foot is less. So go ahead and cross that over. And relax the shoulders away from the ears, keep chest nice and heavy, and we extend the leg as much as we can until you feel a stretch in the hamstring. So this is very much an exercise or a stretch that will look different on each and every one of us. It doesn't have to look like I have it right now. If you can't fully extend it like that's fine, as long as you are experiencing the stretch in the back of the leg. Good. Now, likewise, you're welcome to stay here and hold it there if this is doing bits for you. If you want to add on, you can lengthen your bottom leg out, growing it tall, and think of pushing that down into the floor. So your booty's still active. This is nice and open. And then the top leg might be able to be pulled in towards you a bit closer. Good. And here it's up to you how intense you want to go. So if you're looking for a nice leisurely stretch and you just want to hang out here, let your arms pull on it a little and relax, that's fine. If you like to go a little bit deeper, you push away through both legs, you pull up through the thighs, and you try to pull that leg in as close as you can. On an exhale, you release, and as we inhale, think of pushing the leg away from you. So you're actively pushing it into the band. You hold that for 2. For 1, and exhale again, release, and try to pull that in a bit closer. Good. I'll keep breathing. Inhale to press. Remember, it does not have to look anywhere near mine at the moment. And release on an exhale. Breathe. Gorgeous. One more time. If you're coming with me, we press, we hold it for 3. Think of pressing that leg to the floor for 2. For 1, we release, we keep it with us. This is for everyone. We're going to flex and point through that leg. Ideally, we have a nice long leg there. So we push energy through the heel and then we point it nice and tall through the ankle. Good. 2, 1, beautiful. We're going to keep that with us, but take it in your opposite hand to leg. We'll reach the other arm out long, and then we'll cross it over the midline of the body. It doesn't have to be far. You keep that right hip rooted down in the floor as well. And we'll hold it there for 10. If you can, keep flexing the foot and pull those toes up towards you. Good. For 6, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and we switch hands. Last one on this side. We're going to press away into the band, then open that leg out to the side, making sure that your left hip stays nice and heavy, please. So likewise here, you might be up a bit higher. You might be able to reach that down lower. Depending on how it feels, you might even want to pull that up closer towards your ear. Likewise here, do not worry about how deep down you're going. Emphasis has changed now to the inside of the leg. So we're looking for a stretch in the inner thigh in the groin area, while you keep that left hip nice and heavy on the floor. We stay just for 3, for 2. And one more deep, deep exhale. Allow that to be heavy. Or just we bring it in. I'm going to take the strap off, reach that leg out super tall and away from you. And we'll bend the other one in. Now, if you started with a bend knee, feel free to bend that right knee in as we hook the left foot. Good. Depending on how you're feeling, you might want to stay there. Or if you know that you're good with that right leg lengthened, then you can press that down into the floor. You keep it active and long. Good. And we're going to breathe, relax the head. Good. And think of your tailbone, so the very base of the spine, to keep reaching away from you. So as we pull that leg in, we avoid tucking under and rounding with us. Might look like you're going deeper, but you're losing out on a bit of that hamstring stretch. See if you can have a tiny tilt or almost a little arch in the lower back as you pull it in towards you. Good. Now, option to stay as you were, or if you want to have, again, that contract release, maybe you're going to come with me to push the foot away from you, actively pressing it out and away. For 3, for 2, for 1, we release, exhale, try to pull that in a bit closer. So the pull through the arms is constant, where the push through the leg is in stages. We're going to go 2 more of those. So we're going to press away through the leg, push, 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 but you keep pulling through the arms, tummy's tight. For 3, activate the quads, pull up through the thighs, 2, 1, exhale, release. Pull it in a little bit closer towards you. Good. We've got 1 more. You're going to press away actively. Might be up here. Remember, it doesn't matter how deep down you are. More important, are you getting the stretch in the right area? We hold the push for 2. For 1, exhale, release, pull it in a lot closer if you can. And then we're going to flex and point for everyone. Good. In an ideal world, our leg is super nice and tall. So if that is available for you, do put in the work to pull up through the thighs while you keep this nice and close with you. Your bottom leg is still reaching away from you for 3, 2, 1. We grab the strap in the opposite hand. Hip stays nice and heavy to start with, and we cross that over to the other side. Good. Looking to lengthen down the side of the hip, getting a little stretch through the hamstrings into the calves. And we keep breathing. If you can, keep pushing through the heel. And keep that leg nice and long. Stay for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. We switch the hands, last little bit. We bring it out and over to the other side. We keep that right hip heavy. Ideally, the leg is nice and long. We reach that all the way through, and we'll open up again the inner thigh and the groin. Good. If you're laying on the floor, or we should all be laying on the floor, but I like to think not of being on the floor, but actually standing up in this stretch. Like this long leg is my standing leg, so that I keep energy through that leg, and I'm growing tall still through the rest of the body while that leg goes down. Good, and we breathe. Nice. Deep exhales. Trying to find your sweet spot, and when you hit the right spot, you hold it there, you don't change. You allow your breath to help you release into it a bit deeper until you feel that tension disappear. Stay for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Bring that into the center. Unhook the foot. Leg goes tall. As we started, 2 long legs, 2 long arms up overhead. Take a nice deep inhale again. Exhale to release. Beautiful. Bring the knees back in, and just one last time, we're gonna roll up through the hips, squeeze the glutes. Good, really press up high, and then we slowly articulate our way down. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Draw a little circle through those legs. See how it feels in the hips. Be nice and gentle with it. Good. And then any way that feels right to you, you can come up either through the side, or maybe you want to rock and roll yourself a couple of times until you can come up to seated. Good. And then you're all done for today. I shall see you again tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.